today we are going to do our first purchase for the 1k to 10k portfolio. So obviously our aim with this portfolio is to try and get a 10x on it, guaranteed. Obviously nothing's guaranteed in crypto, but hopefully with making some sensible coin choices, we can manage it. And I'm going to obviously document it so that everybody can follow along who wants to watch, obviously. But yeah, so I had a think about it, and I'm not going to stick to the kind of, not the boring cryptos, but there's not going to be any like Bitcoin or Ethereum or QNT, HBAR, kind of all the coins that we know about. I'm going to aim for the more kind of new narratives and newer projects that have come about recently. So these are maybe a little bit riskier, but I have kind of my own portfolio, which is in a place where I'm not confident in it, but I'm obviously happy with how it looks. So maybe we can afford to be a little bit more risky on this one, and obviously it's not a huge amount of money that I'm going to chuck on it. So fingers crossed it all goes well. But so for today's first one, I have gone for the AI narrative. Now, I've said quite a few times, I'm not 100% sold on AI, because I do think that a lot of projects just kind of chuck the word AI into it because they know that it was kind of like the buzzword around crypto. But this is one that I actually really like the project. I feel like, especially come the bull run, it's one that's going to be super helpful to people, if that's the right word. I think it's the right word. But it's one that definitely has a really good use case. So I think it has good promise. But since I am rambling, we will just jump straight into it. So I have chosen my first investment to be into the graph. So this is obviously our AI narrative. And yeah, so this is just a project that I have personally found really interesting and I think can be huge, especially in the bull run. So we did cover it briefly in an AI video, but just to recap on it, the graph is basically a Google but for the blockchain. So if we consider how many people use Google or search engines in general every single day, it's kind of, well, for me, it's a no-brainer. So one of the challenges of data on the blockchain is that it's not stored in a single location or server, and this is obviously the decentralized nature of it. So data is stored across multiple different nodes and in the network, and indexing ensures the retrieval remains swift and accurate despite all the scattered storage. So the graph specifically is an open source protocol, and it's built on the Ethereum blockchain, and it is set up specifically for indexing and querying. So it collects, stores and organizes data, which then makes it searchable for users. So for developers, they can access and analyze the data from the blockchain networks quicker, which makes it easier to build dApps. So for me personally, I see the graph as a promising project because it's offering Web3 developers access to blockchain data through a network of delegators and indexers, and this is then eliminating the need to rely on centralized intermediaries for data accuracy. Now, as the demand for obviously the dApps, the decentralized applications and blockchain-based solutions continues to obviously grow, especially again during the bull run, the graph protocol I think could become huge. Now, why does this mean that the native token GRT will do well? Just because I'm a big fan of the actual project. So any user, whether they are indexers, curators or delegators, they must stake GRT to perform their roles, and in return they then earn fees from the network. So obviously the staking of coins is a positive, it removes them from the circulation, which then obviously with less supply, if demand then goes higher, it pushes the price of it up. Now, one of the reasons that I think it is a good time to be investing now, obviously if we look at the chart over here, it looks like it's on a run. But if we just kind of narrow this down a little bit, if it wants to narrow, so we can see it has reduced slightly. Obviously it's still very up compared to where it was, but we're never going to get a perfect entry, I think, especially when we're this close to the having a lot of things haven't already ran, but they have started to increase. And I think that waiting for a dip at this point is maybe more of a risk than if we were waiting for a dip in say January. So over the last 7 days, it has increased by 30%, but today it's on a little pullback today. So yeah, let's get to buying it and I'll stop rambling. So I'm going to use Mexi. This is what I've been using recently to buy crypto, and I'd also put it onto Mexi obviously because I was debating the whole trading thing. So I have the funds already on here. So we're going to go to market, search crypto. So we obviously want GRT, and then we're going to go down to our market order. So you can see I've got the kind of remains of my payout on Mexi. Now, I did run the little poll because obviously I'm terrible at making decisions, where we were kind of debating if it should be the 10 coins at 100, the 4 coins at 250 or 5 at 200. And I kind of like the 5 at 200. I feel like it's a good number because if we go for 10 at 100, it's kind of spreading a little bit thin, I think, and possibly minimizing any gains that we might see on it. So I think that 5 at 200 is a good baseline for it. So we're just going to go 200. So if we go on to wallet, might not be there yet. Yeah, it's not there just yet, but that's okay. We can wait for it. But yeah, so it's kind of an anticlimax on that buy-in, but that's okay. But yeah, so that is the first investment for our 1k to 10k portfolio. I'm not sure if a lot of people will agree with that one. I think there's obviously more popular ones that people might have preferred to see, but I'm super excited to see where the graph might go. Okay, so we can see that this is GRT now here in our Mixi wallet. So we're going to track this. So CoinMarketCap have a portfolio tracker. So we're going to track this in our CoinMarketCap. So they offer a portfolio tracker. So I thought this would be a really cool way to obviously track exactly how much we have made or lost if it goes the wrong way, obviously. So we're just going to add the transaction, put that in. So if we just check how much we have. So if I go back onto wallet, okay, so we have 846.74 of them. So 74. And yeah, that was roughly the price per coin. That is correct. So we're going to add the transaction. Fantastic. So we'll be able to see kind of each day. Obviously, I'm not going to do an update video on it each day. Or maybe I will. Maybe I'll just add it into each video and we'll just have a quick check of it. This is where I end up getting addicted to checking all the time, but that's okay. But yeah, so we are off to what I think is a flying start. Maybe everyone's going to tell me I'm not. But yeah, super excited to see how this one goes. We will do... I don't know if we should do a weekly buy or a monthly buy. I'm not very sure. I feel like monthly is quite a long time to leave it. But weekly... we're going to have used up the 5 coins that we have quite quickly. I'm not very sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye.